We had this mock orange over in the garden. It was really crowded, so not a traditional thing to put in a raised bed, but I think we're going to want some extra shade here. This area of the yard gets really hot in the summer, so even for our herb garden, they like hot. I think a little bit of shade would be good for them. Also, being right next to the kitchen, we'll have some nice mock orange flower scents floating into the kitchen now and again, so that will be a nice, I think this will be a nice way to just mix up the raised bed and give it some different levels. Because I mean, one of the great things about landscaping is have different levels. You don't want everything to be just ground cover. You don't want everything to just be upper canopy. So this is a nice mid canopy kind of plant to put in here, and I think it'll look really nice. Raised bed. And I want to recognize this is not the best time of year to be doing this. We should have done this in the fall, but it's just one of the things, we didn't have time this fall, so we're doing it in the spring. Hope we cut it early enough where it's not going to shock it too much. It will probably be in shock, but maybe, hopefully not too much. Hopefully it'll be all right. And again, we did this because it was planted probably 2 or 3 feet away from a dogwood. That dogwood is probably 10 feet wide. This guy is trying to get that wide. So for a shrubbery like this, for the mid-story, you need to plan for at least 15 feet of width so that your plant will have room to grow. We think what happened with the gardener that first planted these is they're like, oh, this beautiful tiny little potted plant, probably a foot or 2 tall, didn't realize that it's going to get 15 feet wide. So it's easy to plant these shrubs too close together. And this one needed more space. So we thought the benefits of getting more space outweighed the detriment of having it being planted in the spring, which is not ideal. Digging up some garlic. We've got some garlic coming in our other raised beds. The garlic is, over time, it grows together too, it clumps up. So we're gonna thin out our garlic in the rest of the raised beds and put some garlic in here for our first herbs of the herb garden. And then we're gonna work in some frost cover. We've got these just PVC pipes. They're not beautiful or healthy or sustainable, but they sure do make a quick and easy way to protect your fresh plants from frost. So we're probably just going to throw these in on the edges and throw a sheet over these, or maybe some sort of plastic wrap, whatever we can find, because we still do have a lot of frosts coming this year here in the high desert, so we're hoping to prevent any frost damage on our plants with that. Alright, so we're thinning out our garlic scapes, and we just got a big clump here, so we're going to try and just put these in as our first herbs of the herb garden. You can never have enough garlic planted. I'm gonna break these up as much as I can there. They're growing together. gonna start watering, get this stuff going. I think I'm watering myself as much as these plants here. Could use a new hose head here. Alright, so now we got some sacrificial marigolds. They were cheap, and so we're gonna cover this in plastic overnight, but we don't have enough to cover the ends. I hope it'll be enough to keep these guys alive during our cold nights. I'm kind of a chaotic planter. I like to just kind of mix things in the hopes that, because I've heard that marigold is supposed to repel some of the more pesky insects you might get. So I'm hoping if I intersperse marigold with my other plants, it's going to kind of help prevent too many pests and also just add some nice color to our raised bed here.